I was just coming to find you. Rick asked me to give you a message. He's going to be at the clinic all morning.
What about this afternoon, the staff meeting, you know?
Well, brace yourself. He's not going to make that either.
Well, this is the second meeting he'll be missing. What's his excuse this time?
The best this time. He's been asked to come into the police station for questioning.
Not in connection with the Susan Baldwin case.
Uh-huh, yeah. Well, they say it's routine, the police do, because he examined her just before she was...
You're kidding me! Why didn't he tell me that? I mean, nobody tells me anything at all. You're kidding.
I think he probably didn't tell you, Amy, because he felt it was only concerning him and not that important. When he saw her, it was before anything happened, and everything was fine.
Does anyone know when it did happen?
Yeah, it was supposed to be right between 9 and 10 o'clock. Well, I mean, that's what they said in the paper.
Ah.
Grant, you're living at the Quartermain house. You didn't happen to notice anybody slipping out a little bit before then, did you?
Amy, most of us are used to your gossiping. But if you're going to start playing detective, I'll have to put my foot down.
Well, I was only trying to help put the pieces together.
Why don't we let the police do that, Amy?
Well, I still think that they're wasting their time talking to people like Rick when it's the Quartermains they should be talking to, especially Alan. You know, it wouldn't surprise me at all if he was destroying evidence and packing his bags right now.
Amy.
Wrong again.
Good morning, Dr. Quartermain.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Would you like to sign in?
Unless, of course, the procedure has changed, may I?
Staff meeting at 2, doctors.
We'll be there.
Yes, sir.
Going up to 7, Steve, I've got a patient I'd like you to see.
All right.
Oh, yes, I'd like to see one of my student nurses on 7. It's her first day on the floor. I don't have a class for now.
I'll be on rounds.
All right. And at least they weren't rude.
Not too bad.
Thank you, Jessie. Welcome. Is there anything I could do for you, Amy?
No.
Good.
In fact, Jesse, I'm going to go take care of the medications, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Fine.
Gracious me, even Amy with nothing to say.
That should tell us something.
Well, did he see the Quartermains? I mean, how was Susan? Did she suspect that something might be wrong?
Amy, I don't know. Why don't you ask him yourself?
Because I'm not going to see Rick until he gets home from work tonight.
Oh, lucky him.
What do you think? I mean, do you think the Quartermains were behind it? I mean, who else would have it out that bad for Susan?
Amy, I don't know. And what's more important, I do not want to know.
Aren't you even a little bit curious?
No, I'm not. And even if I were, that is not a subject of conversation that I would bring into the hospital, and I would advise you to keep it outside, too. Although I admit it may be a little bit difficult today. Excuse me, please. Oh. Oh. Well, excuse, is that Jason Baldwin?
Yes, it is.
I'm Dr. Weber. Can I help you?
Oh, yes, doctor. It's all so terrible. Mrs. Baldwin asked me to bring the baby home last night. And then the police called, and they said for me to care for the baby for the night. But I don't know what to do now.
Have you tried to reach Mr. Baldwin?
Yes, but there's no answer at his office. Sorry.
Well, how about, it's okay, Mrs. Grant, Alice.
Well, no, she wasn't home either. I didn't know what else to do, so I brought him here.
Well, that's perfectly all right, but let's see. We should find somebody that...
Hails it. What's he doing here?
Jason, what's wrong? Why is Jason here?
I was worried. I didn't know where else to go.
It's all right.
Alan. Excuse me. Alan, is it all right? What are you going to do with him?
I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to desert him.
Well, you're not going to bring him to our house.
Why don't you, if I may make a suggestion, hire this lady, Mrs. Bowman, to care for him for a couple of weeks. That would give you time to make some kind of proper judgment.
What an excellent idea, Lesley. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Yes.
Mrs. Bowman?
Well, I suppose I could.
That's wonderful. Look, my name is Dr. Alan Quartermain. This is my wife, Monica. If you have
Hello?
any problems at all, you call, okay?
All right.
You go with this nice lady.
Thank
See
you,
you in a
Doctor.
minute. It's all right.
Okay, honey.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
Now what?
I don't know now what, but she can't keep him forever, so we're going to have to come up with a solution.
Okay, fine. But don't you forget that that child has a lot of other relatives to contend with. Namely, Scotty, Heather, and Mrs. Grant.
Excuse me. Yeah. All right, yes, send him right in. Well, thank you, Mr. Carlson. You've been most helpful to me. Before you go, could you please leave your next destination with the desk sergeant? I may need to call you.
Of course.
Regarding the inheritance, I'll deal with that personally. Yes.
Sorry.
Mr. Carlson's just leaving, Rich.
If I can be of any further help, please let me know.
I shall. Thank you for coming down.
I can't say it's a pleasure, Robert.
No. Murder's a messy business.
How can I help?
Tell me all you know about Alice Grant.
Alice asked me to go with her to examine Susan the night that she was killed.
What time was that?
I was right in the middle of dinner, but at an exact time, I can't remember.
Go on.
When we got there, Susan was agitated, very nervous.
We?
Alice and I went together.
Uh-huh. Well, did she stay with you all the time?
Yeah, but that was a very short time. I hardly had time to take her blood pressure.
And?
And it was high. Not alarmingly so, but it was higher than normal.
Did you, have any conversation?
Yeah, it was a very, very short conversation. I told her she should relax, try not to let things bother her, not to worry. And Susan said that she was feeling fine.
Then what?
I got a call from the hospital. I had to leave immediately.
Alice go with you?
No, Alice wanted to stay and look after Susan. I saw Alice later at Kelly's.
About what time was that?
I'd say about 9:50, but to be exact, Lesley would have a better idea because she was waiting at Kelly's for me. Would you like me to call her?
No. It's not that important. Well, yeah.
Roberts, why all of this attention directed at Alice?
Well, mainly background, just for the moment. She's worked for you for some time, hasn't she?
Yes, Alice is like one of the family, much more so than just being an employee.
What kind of a person is she?
Alice is the very finest.
What about Heather?
Well, there are times it's hard to believe that Heather and Alice are... That was very unfair of me to say. Heather is a complicated woman. As you know, she was accused of murdering Diana Taylor once.
Yeah, Luke and I were involved in the Ice Princess cape at the time.
Are you aware of who pleaded guilty to that crime?
Alice Grant.
Yes, but Alice was cleared of those charges.
Yeah, I'm a little fuzzy as to what the grounds were.
Accidental homicide, I believe. Heather and Diana both had guns, and Alice was there trying to stop them from hurting each other. And unfortunately, in the scuffle, the gun went off. Diana was killed.
Excuse me. Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Right, thank you. Well, we know one thing.
What's that?
That was the coroner. Susan was killed at close range. Bullet in the heart, death almost instantaneous.
How could something like this happen, Robert?
Why is a better question. Tell me something. Why was Susan's blood pressure up that night?
Well, I can't tell you. I could give you an educated guess, but that's all.
The floor's yours.
According to Alice, Susan and Scotty were having trouble.
Believe that?
I'd say it's very, very likely, yes. I don't think there was ever love involved in that relationship.
Tell me about Scotty.
That would definitely not be very objective. I am not a fan of Scotty in any way, shape, or form.
You're at the end of a long line.
All right, I used to care a great deal for Scotty, but that was some time ago, no longer.
When was that?
It goes back several years, actually, before he married Laura. Scotty has changed drastically in those years.
You think Scotty cared for Susan?
I don't think Scotty Baldwin is capable of caring for anyone right now, except himself. He's very greedy, he's selfish, totally untrustworthy, and very, very devious.
Yeah, well, that's a character trait, unfortunately, not a crime.
Murder, however, is a crime, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, if you're through,
Yes, thanks very much, Rick.
I hope you get whoever did it.
Oh, I intend to.
Good. You need anything more, please. Don't
I
hesitate.
may have a few questions later on. If so, I will call you.
Robert, I've got to say something else off the record, but I think it's very important. I Alice Grant is the finest of people. I don't see how she could be responsible for this in any way. Sure, she was devastated by the death. Thank you.
Thanks, Rick.
You didn't think I was going to eat that many donuts by myself, did you?
Some mornings it's hard to get started.
Yes, well, in that case, I will give these to my husband at the clinic, and I will be back.
Oh, no. More donuts.
Yes, more donuts, more donuts. Morning. Hi.
Well, if it isn't, what's her name? You know, my ex-tenant? I tell you, Les, once they no longer need you, they forget all about you. They never come and visit and say hello.
Well, why do you think I'm here? It's certainly not for your coffee.
You drink tea.
Right, I confess. I can't live without your tea.
You got it.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, too long.
How's everything going for you?
Oh, fine. I'm taking it every day, as it comes.
That's good. I guess you and Robert are probably getting settled in by now, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
He should be pretty busy with this murder investigation.
He is. In fact, he was out most of last night working on it.
Well, everybody at the hospital is talking about it. It seems astonishing how many lives Susan's death has touched.
It's the same down here.
She seems to have made an awful lot of enemies. Of course, we're very close to Alice Grant, so I'm more concerned about her than anyone because this is very difficult for her.
You were here with Alice on the night of the murder, weren't you?
Yes. In fact, she came in extremely upset, probably as upset as I have ever seen her because she left Susan and Scotty in the middle of a huge fight.
What time was that?
The fight? Oh, I don't know.
No, when Alice came in.
Gosh, I couldn't say exactly.
Do you know?
I don't even remember seeing Alice come in here.
That's because you didn't.
That would explain it. Where was I?
You were out and back. Do you remember that truck, the delivery truck that got here
Oh,
late?
yeah, that's right. The guy's truck broke down and he had to call AAA to get the tow truck over here.
Right.
Was the driver calling AAA when Alice came in?
I guess. I
Well,
don't
he
know.
must have been, because you took him in back to use that other phone, and it was just after that that Alice got here, yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's your answer.
Where?
What's the question?
Well, AAA must keep a record of all the calls, the incoming calls, right? So if we can find out what time the driver made the call, we can find out what time Alice was here and couldn't have been at Susan's committing murder.
You're kidding. Somebody thought that... Well, good thinking.
It's just simple deduction.
But very impressive.
No, that's not it. It was a delivery truck from Cedar's Bakery,
Right,
right?
Cedar's.
And the call came in between 9 and 10 that night. What was that last one again? Yeah, that's got to be it. What time did that call come in? You're absolutely positive of that? Okay, thank you. Mission accomplished. The call came in at exactly 9:20 p.m. That means Alice must have been here by then, and she took the bus, right? So she must have left Susan's at least 10 minutes before that, right?
at least, yeah.
Good work.
Okay, well, at least we've pinpointed Alice's whereabouts about the time of the murder. If we could just find out exactly when Susan was killed. I'm going to go and talk to Robert about this at police headquarters. Okay, well, thanks for your help.
Oh, anytime.
You did all the work.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed it.
Thank you very much.
Bye, good luck.
Goodness.
You know, when I first heard about Robert and Holly getting married and why, I had my doubts.
Yes, well, so did I.
But apparently, things might just work out.
Yeah, I guess. I still wonder. I think what Robert did was very gallant. But I think it takes more than gallantry to make a marriage work.
True, but apparently so far so good.
Yes, well, she's certainly getting involved in his work, which is sometimes good and sometimes not.
Which you should know.
I certainly should. I think on that note, I had better get back to getting involved with his work before he wonders where I am.
Okay.
See you later. Okay, bye-bye. Bye.